All right, hey there, everybody, and happy Saturday night. We are live chatting about today, tomorrow, next several days on what to expect. Obviously, it's going to be hot. We're in the hottest chapter of the year. First 2 weeks of August typically yields temperatures like 100, 101, 102. And it's just a game of acceptance. I mean, we can't do anything about it. It's August. And we're going to continue to maintain this very hot weather pattern. If you're traveling, if you have anything outdoors tomorrow, we're going to dive deep into the forecast, what to expect, and also an update on the tropics. We'll give you the latest, all coming up in the next 10 to 15, 20 minutes or so as we talk about the weather forecast here on KENS 5. Okay, today's numbers was a hot one. It wasn't hotter than the last several, but it was closer to average, I guess we should say that. 97 is normal this time of year. That's the average high. 98 is what we hit, 1 degree above normal. 106 is the record set back in 2023. This time last year, from early to mid-August, was excessively hot, where we broke numerous consecutive days of daily records here in San Antonio and pretty much across the state. I mean, 2023 was pretty historical. Last year broke the all-time record of triple-digit days. The normal is like 18, 20 for one given summer, one given year, I guess you should say. But last year, the all-time record was broken, and 2023 in San Antonio, we wrapped up at 75 total days of 100 degrees or hotter. This year, we're at about 14 to 15 so far. We're going to add to that in the coming days. Not so much tomorrow or Monday, but I think by the end of next week, we're really going to start racking them up. But so far, we're at 14 or around 15 days of triple-digit heat. Last year, we were at 75. It's incredible, the difference you see. Okay, outside right now, it is mostly clear. We had a couple of storms west and east of San Antonio earlier today. Of which did not make it into the city, unfortunately. It's a beautiful shot into downtown San Antonio. We're at 88, feels like 95, so the humidity is still pretty warm across the area. Winds were a little breezy as an outflow came through, but now they're sustained at 9 to 15 miles an hour at best. Dew point, it is humid, and that's how things are going to stay in the foreseeable future. Okay, we talked about the hottest and coolest time of year. Now we're at the peak. You know, ever since February, we were warming up, but now we've maxed out at our hottest average high. Now remember, that's average. 97 to 63 is the spread we see from winter to summer. But now between July 30th and August 16th, we max out. That's our average high. It's our hottest average high at 97. But depending on the varying weather patterns, that could certainly bring temperatures to 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, which is what we've seen these last couple of weeks into early August, and no big surprises are on the way. 88 degrees out the door, 87 at Kerrville, 98 in Del Rio. These are actual air temperatures. Very warm, very humid. Not going to see a huge difference overnight. We will cool down into the middle 70s, but that's about it. Our feels like, or our heat index numbers are a little bit above the air temperature. For example, we're at 88, but it feels like 95 in San Antonio. It feels more like 100 in Eagle Pass. Same thing at George West and Beeville, feels like 96 in Gonzales. So the overnight forecast, we say pretty dry and quiet. Probably just a few clouds overhead, that's about it. And it looks like, let me just fix my position, there we go. And it looks like, we'll just stay dry. No big surprises overnight, maybe about 84 at 1 a.m. And then I think overnight lows should bottom out probably in the upper 70s tomorrow morning. So if you're heading out to run any errands tomorrow morning, it'll be clear, it'll be sunny, it'll be a beautiful start to the day. But by noon, we're climbing fast. 91 at lunchtime, 96 at 2. And then probably topping out a lot like today, around 98 to 99. I don't think we eclipse 100 tomorrow. That'll be reserved for later in the week next week. So just because we don't hit 100 tomorrow doesn't mean we're not going to hit it later on in the week. Okay, so let's rewind this back. So this is showing radar over the last 2 hours. I want to show it over the last 6 hours. If you look closely, you can kind of see some of these isolated storms that formed in the daytime heat, especially west near Uvalde, La Pryor, Camp Wood. out west, and then there were a couple of storms earlier this evening between Luling, I-10, and San Marcos, right there. It was a quick amount of rain. Now, these are storms and showers primarily driven by heating of the day, so the fact that we're already at nighttime, these don't last very long. For storms to last for miles on end, those long track thunderstorms, you need upper level winds to be aloft right over Texas, and you need that support in the upper levels, and we just don't have that. All we have is daytime heat, and that's why they form, they bubble up, they drop a lot of rain, in about 15 minutes, they're gone. These are daytime thunderstorms, and what we typically see in the months of June, July, August, and even into early September. And that was the case from earlier today. Radar, that's false returns, and we're not expecting much overnight. So here's the hour-by-hour forecast. Tomorrow morning, probably about 78, 79. Tomorrow's forecast about 98 to 99 as we climb into the upper 90s tomorrow. It's going to be another hot one. Drink plenty of water. Find shade, take breaks if you have any outdoor plans with the family. Again, listen to your body. Your body is designed to tell you when enough is enough with the heat. When your body starts sweating excessively, when your skin's a little bit more moist and you start feeling those symptoms of heat exhaustion, that's when you're going to want to at least go inside, find some shade, drink some water. Now, when your skin begins to get a little bit more dry and you have a throbbing headache, those are additional symptoms, but not for heat exhaustion, but for heat stroke. That's at that point you're going to want to call 911. And that's the threat over the next 2 weeks, as I think temperatures are going to continue to stay hot. Upper 90s, lower 100s, and it's just not going to change anytime soon. Grace, any chance for storms north tomorrow evening? There might be a couple of isolated cells north, Grace, but I think by and large, most of our area is going to be clear and sunny, and plans should go off without a hitch. Happy birthday, Don. He's turning 58 on this Saturday, Terry. Well, congratulations. Happy birthday, Don. Hope you had a wonderful birthday today. Obviously, the weather wasn't perfect, but I'm sure you had a beautiful time with your family, and hope you had a wonderful 58th birthday. 58th time around the sun. Perfect. Thank you so much. No storms overnight tonight. No, Grace. We're not expecting any storms overnight. We saw a couple of storms east and west, but now they've fallen apart and we're not expecting much. Through Thursday and Friday, guys, again, no significant change. Our rainfall forecast stays very dry. And this is being overly optimistic in my opinion. Maybe some days next week with the heating of the day, we may bubble up a couple of storms, but that's about it. We're not expecting much in the rain gauge here in San Antonio. But Terry, again, happy birthday to Don. And to his 58th birthday. He eats pizza. Oh, I love pizza too. Oh, I love pizza. Grace, you're very welcome. Very, very welcome. Tropics update. It's still hurricane season. Late August, early September produces the most amount of tropical storms and hurricanes. Debbie off and away. Debbie's no longer a storm. But on the heels of Debbie in the Atlantic and eventually near the Caribbean and the Bahamas by later on next weekend, that has a high chance at forming a storm forming into Tropical Storm Ernesto. That is the next name on the list. So no direct threats to land as of yet. That's the good news. So if you have any vacations to the Caribbean or even the Bahamas in the next few to 4 or 5 days, you're fine. But it's this time next weekend where things could get a little dicey for the Bahamas and eastern Florida. But right now, most of the forecast guidance on that storm in the Atlantic that will move towards the Bahamas, most of the guidance has that storm bending back to the north and staying away from land. So that's the early consensus of models. Things could change, but right now it does not look like an immediate threat to land with that next tropical wave in the Atlantic. Last rain in New Braunfels. Yeah, some good rain out east along I-35 in the last couple of days. Some of these daytime thunderstorms producing a quick dash of rain. Not so much here in the city. San Antonio didn't see much, but Luling, spots along I-10 towards San Marcos and New Braunfels got some pretty good rain. Just a quick dash of rain in the last couple of days. Any chance of it moving into the Gulf, Grace? No, don't think we're going to see it move into the Gulf, but obviously, we're in August. I'm sure eventually at the end of the month into early September, when the peak of season starts, we'll see additional tropical development. But right now, no immediate threats to the Gulf or to the U.S. as of right now. Okay, the extended forecast. You can see right now, tomorrow, 98 on Monday. Between now and Tuesday, basically rinse and repeat. And honestly, next 7 to 10 days, basically rinse and repeat. You know what that means? Wash your car. It is a perfect time to wash your car. Despite a couple of daytime showers popping up around the region, most of us will stay dry for the next 7 to 14 days. It's just going to be another hot week coming up. Today is your 61st birthday, Apollo. Well, happy birthday. We need rain on the northeast side. What part of the northeast side do you live on? I have some family between Garden Ridge, Schertz, I-35 towards Converse. So I love the northeast side of San Antonio. Happy birthday to Bill Taylor. Okay, all right. Chance moving into the Gulf, yes. So Grace, not expecting that storm to move into the Gulf. But Paula, happy 61st birthday. 61 times around the sun. That's an accomplishment, and I'm glad you're celebrating. Blessings to you and your family on this Saturday night. Tara, yeah, also, saying happy birthday. Shout out to Harlandale bus drivers. Yeah, all of our school bus drivers, especially with school around the corner. Some school districts starting next week. And, school's starting a lot earlier than when I was in school, right? I mean, we would start in September, but now things are starting a lot earlier, in early to mid-August. So things have certainly changed. I-35 in O'Connor. Okay, I know exactly where that's at, Paula. But again, yeah, happy birthday, happy 61 years of life. That is beautiful. Hope you're having a wonderful time with friends, family, and just having a wonderful time with your family. Shout out to Terry and 76, bus 76. All right, go Terry. Paula, you're very welcome, of course. All right, guys. Well, that's it for the forecast. We'll leave it on here a little longer. We'll be on live in about 45 minutes again for Ken's 5 News at 10. So make sure you tune in on CBS, Channel 5, Ken's 5. We'll have the latest on everything you need to know around San Antonio. Highlights of the Olympics. Of course, men's basketball won gold today against France. We were rooting for Wemby, but also rooting, obviously, for our men's basketball team. So. A lot of highlights on that sports. We have news, and we also have another update on weather. So we'll go into detail about the tropics and what to expect over the next several days. But here's just a glimpse at it. Next 4 to 5 days, hot. We have weather impact alert days for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Just for more excessive heat, those days will be a little bit hotter than the rest. Obviously, every single day going forward will be hot. But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, a little hotter, and that may result in heat advisories and some heat warnings around the area with high temperatures maxing out 101, 102 to 103 here in San Antonio, and some temperatures around the metro, maybe even up to 103 to 104, maybe 105. So it's going to be a hot forecast going forward. Have a wonderful Saturday night, guys. Be safe. And again, tune into Ken's 5 News at 10 in about 45 minutes on the latest on news in San Antonio. All right, guys, be safe, be blessed, and I'll see you later. Again, tune into Ken's 5 News at 10 in about 40